Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. In this video, we're discussing The Ninth Month, written by James Patterson and Richard DiLallo. Here's the book. It was published in 2022. This is a thriller, and it is a very good thriller in my opinion. From the first chapter, it hooked me, dragged me in, and there's a few good twists in the first few chapters in this book. And they just were so powerful, a really good hit between the eyes, these twists are. So it just makes for a great book, drags you in, and you just want to keep reading. You want to know what happens to these characters. All the characters in this book are so well written, they're so engaging, and I just found that this book, for the most part, was a brilliant thriller. Let's talk more about the book now. The first chapter is such a good hook. We have Betsy. Betsy is a nurse. She's worried about her friend Emily, who's been missing for a few days. She calls a friend, Joel Tierney. Now he's a detective. She calls him, tells her concerns, and he agrees to go to Emily's apartment to see what's going on. They get to the apartment, so it's Betsy, Joel, and another detective. Three of them are there. When they open the door, they're just assaulted by a foul smell. It smells like a dead body. And that's where the chapter ends. And you're just hooked from then. You're wondering, is Emily dead? If she's not dead, what's going on in the apartment? Those things were in my mind straight away in this book, and it was so gripping. Then it jumps 9 months in the past. So this book is a little bit chapters in the past, chapters in the present. Not my favourite way of storytelling, but it did work in this book, and I think it worked because the chapters are so short and the pace is so quick. So there's no filler in this book, and you just keep moving along with the fast pace. So because of that, the past and present chapters didn't seem to bother me that much in this book. So 9 months ago, Emily and Betsy didn't know each other. Emily is a rich girl. She works in advertising. She drinks a lot. She does other things as well. Doesn't really take care of her body. Then one day she collapses in the street and she's rushed to the hospital, and she finds out she's got a heart problem. So she gets treatment for her heart, and then she finds out she's pregnant. She had no idea that she was pregnant. So she has a choice, keep the baby or not. And there's other things going on as well, because she's got treatment to go on her heart, and if she keeps the baby, they probably can't do certain things to her heart to treat it in certain ways. So all these different factors weigh into that choice. Her nurse is Betsy. So this is where Emily and Betsy first meet, and they're just great characters together immediately. Their dialogue immediately is brilliant. The way they interact with each other, you can just tell they're going to be friends. You can see that in that first meeting. And they do. They become really good friends, best friends even. And Emily does decide to keep the baby. Other things are going on with Emily as well. She starts to think that somebody is following her. As she's walking places, just random places, she thinks someone calls her name. Someone walks past her and says, "Excuse me, Emily," or walks past and says, "Hi, Emily." And when she turns around, she can't see anybody she recognises. And this happens quite often. And also, sometimes she's walking somewhere and she thinks that a guy is following her. She sees just dark clothes, a hood or a hat hiding the guy's features. She can't see who it is, but she just thinks it's the same person she sees at different times following her, and he does seem to follow her. So when she's walking somewhere, he's walking behind her, keeping the same distance. She jogs, and he seems to jog as well. She slows down, he slows down, so he is following her. But because when she turns around to look for him at certain times, he seems to vanish as well. So she starts to wonder if she's going crazy. Is she hearing things? Is this just some sort of strange symptom of her pregnancy? Or is it something else going on with her? She starts to wonder if she's going crazy. And this happens for quite a lot of time in this book, over quite a few months, I think, in the timeline. But what else we have going on also is other women are going missing, other pregnant women, and they work in advertising or marketing as well. One turns up dead, One is just abducted and they can't find her. So the police think there could be a serial killer out there, and they think that Emily is in trouble. And we jump to the future, or the present timeline, when Betsy and the two police officers go into Emily's apartment. She's not there, but there's blood in the apartment, a lot of blood, but Emily's not there. So is Emily kidnapped? Has she just run off? Is she alive? Is she dead? What's happened to her? Nobody knows. Betsy's trying to find out. The police are trying to find out as well. But this is where it gets a little bit strange, because it seems that Joel Tierney, the lead detective, he doesn't really seem to want to investigate as much as his partner. And that's odd. And at times he seems all gung-ho. At times he pulls on the brakes. And there's not a clear reason why he does pull on the brakes, but he does. That's odd in this storyline. And Betsy is kind of sick of that. She wants to find out what happened to her best friend, so she goes and investigates certain things on her own, and she starts to find out, unravel what's happening. And is she going to be the one who tracks down where Emily is, or is she going to be the one who finds out where Emily's body is? Because we still don't know if Emily is alive or dead. I think this would make a great TV series. I would watch it. It would need a few little tweaks here and there because it's not perfect, but it would make a great TV series. All the characters are written so well and they're so believable. The plot seems so well thought out, so well structured, and I think because of that, to make this into a TV series, you've got all the elements there already. A few little tweaks here and there just to keep that tension and that suspense and that pace going, and you'd have a brilliant TV series. Emily is our main character. She's very complex, she's very flawed, and all those flaws make her seem all the more real. You know, people aren't perfect all the time, and she's definitely not perfect, and it's those flaws that make her seem human, make her seem lifelike. I really engaged with Emily in this book. I wanted to know that she was okay. I wanted her to be okay, and I wanted her to be alive and well. I wanted them to find her alive and well and not find out that she's been murdered. Betsy is just another great character in this book. I loved her no-nonsense approach. She's like a big rock. You know, she doesn't let anything get in her way. She doesn't listen to the police. She just drives ahead, pushes ahead to find out what happened to her best friend. And I think she would make just a great character in a TV series. She just seems to be that whole package for a character in a book like this. Tierney is the lead detective. Now he's also a good character, written very well. For some reason I pictured the detective from that TV series Gotham, the one with the beard. So whenever Tierney was in this book, on the scenes in this book, that's how I pictured him. He's a good character because sometimes you do wonder about him. You know, are all his motives for real? You know, there's this shadow around him, I think, but he's written very well. He's got this certain charm, though, that charms everybody around him, and that's also well written and very evident in the book. He's just a very complex character. Again, another great character in this book. All the characters were so well written in this story, even the small characters that were there for only a very short time. Every character was written to the best that the author could do, in my opinion. The Ninth Month is a great thriller. It is a perfect example of what a thriller should be. And there are a lot of people out there who are just going to poo-poo on it because it's James Patterson. But I think James Patterson can write great thrillers. He just seems to know how to structure them, how to structure the plot, how to write those great characters, how to bring it all together, how to have those twists and turns in the book as well. And this book has a lot of twists and it has a great ending. I rate this a 4 out of 5. It's not perfect. There are a few things in there that, you know, could have taken out. There's one little bit towards the end that slows it down a little bit. But if you took that out, it would be a perfect book. On my channel, I do review other thrillers. If you don't want to miss out on those videos, check out my channel and subscribe. I also have a James Patterson playlist on my channel. It should be on your screen now.